Yo, 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 what's going on, my peoples? It's your girl, Ryder Creator, coming back with another one. Today, I wanted to come back and pay tribute to Daniel. Daniel Robinson, a person whose case I've been working on for nearly a year and a half. Um, I receive spiritual messages and things of that nature that lead me to conclusions and help me find people. I received my grandmother's help on the other side to find Daniel. Okay. So I just wanted to go over all the different things that I found out and all the different information that collaborated with other people's information or whatever to make sense to me to hope in hopes that somebody finally listened and actually go where I said to go and find Daniel. So one of the people's bit of information that came together with mine to make sense, um they really didn't want me to say nothing, but what do I have to lose? Like, say nothing to who? Nobody's listening. So I'm gonna say something in hopes that somebody actually listens and goes to find this young man because he deserves to be found, and it's not cool. Like, I wish people put their logic, science, and all that non-believer stuff, whatever, to the side and just actually look. That's all. So anyway, so hold on, let me see. Let me find my comments. Okay. So, how are y'all today? Whoever that is in the crowd. But so let me just start off with everything that the knowledge that I acquired about Daniel with no help from nobody else. And then I went into the specifics and paperwork of Daniel's stuff to be able to sift through the lies and get to the truth. That's another thing that people need to realize. Yes, I know the police report has been doctored, but I am spiritually gifted where I can sift through the lies and get to the truth. And it's nothing to me. Like, somebody be sitting up there in my face telling me lies. I go right through their lies and see right what the truth is. So anyway, let's get started on then. So I just want to do this because I want him to know he is not forgotten. He's not gonna never be forgotten in my book. And as long as I live, I'm gonna be trying to hopefully it don't take that long for him to be found. But as long as I live, as long as um I know the name Daniel Robinson, I'm gonna be fighting for him to be found. If you hear that hitting, that's probably Dan, cause that's what it is. Me and him might not have always been on the same page because he don't want me. Uh, I don't know. We just didn't always be on the same page, but we on the same page about getting him found. Okay, so I'm gonna say it like that. So now, from the beginning, I had this thing called a spirit box with words. I call it a spirit box with words. I cannot remember what it's called. It is not called Ghost Hunters. It's called something that I don't know what it's called. But anyway, it's a spirit box with words. It has a blue screen where words pop up instead of actual voices. So I had that. I didn't even know who Daniel was yet. I didn't even know who he was. And it kept coming on there. And he was like, ask me, Dan, something, something, something. He's like, no, 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 desert. I got all this documented on my YouTube page, but so if in case people are interested. So he was like, no, 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 desert. So he's definitely in a desert because he was trying to tell me this before I even knew who he was. Okay, this was like 8/24, 2021. Was that anything? Yeah. This was like 8/24, somewhere around there, at the latest 9 something of 2021. So it was like August or September because I had first got it in August. So anyway, so so he kept saying stuff like, no, 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 desert, ask me Dan. Another thing he said, but I don't want nobody to jump to the wrong conclusions because it's not implicating this girl. But he just said, Caitlyn 30. Like, and the reason why he said that was because see, I had already by later I went back and looked at these different messages and understood them different by different people. So the reason why he said that is because um she was trying to make it seem like Dan just this crazy stalker that's just attached to her for no reason, like and 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 she don't know why he kept on pursuing her like with a stalkerish tone, which all that was lies. I knew from the beginning before I even really heard the whole story. When I was on this lady named Electronic Mediums page and she was reading the police report, the first person in the police report is Caitlin. I knew right away that they had sex. That's why Dan was on her like that. We know what that's like. Like, come on now. One plus one equals two. I didn't even need to be told that. Later in the report, they did say that. But when it first started, when the girl was coming up with these missing texts, like text, like, so it'd be a text sent at like 1 o'clock p.m. And then at 8 o'clock p.m., then she's responding like, come on now. Nobody has no conversation like that. I'm like, they had sex. That's why she's trying to do her damnedest to like uh make distance herself from him. And I'm assuming that she has a boyfriend and she did not want her boyfriend to find out that she had sex with Daniel. So I already knew that before he told one of his friends that they hooked up. I already knew that before they got to that in the police report. So anyway, now, so first, I had met him on the spirit box, and he was saying, "Ask me, Dan." He was saying stuff like, "No, no, no, desert," and all this stuff, but I didn't even know who he was yet. So then I started messing with this spirit box that give you voice, like is voices that. So if you go, so the kids usually use that, like Summer, Sincere, Classic, all the babies that are on the other side. The adults over there let the kids use that for like fun, for like it's like fun to them to communicate with the other side, to communicate from the other side to us, and vice versa. So the ancestors just watch over them to make sure that nothing bad can happen to them. It's not saying that something bad can happen to them. It's just the way the ancestors are made. They just worry about the kids and they make sure they're safe. So my grandmother, later I found out later, was watching over these kids or whatever. So Summer, Sincere, Classic, I can't remember who else was on there. But at that time, that's the only three I can remember that was on there. So they was on there talking their little stuff and saying this and saying that. And this older lady would just scream out. She'd be like, Tucson. She like Feeble Grand, right? So I didn't know who this lady was. And I even got that on my page. I put it's on the piece that says my spirit kids saying their names. So I don't know how far back that is, but it's around probably 2021. But I put it on there that said my spirit kids saying their names. And the lady is hollering that out then. I didn't know this was my grandma yet. So the lady was just, she's an older lady, and you could just hear, and it's on a kid setting, but this older lady's voice comes through as an older lady. So she be like, Tucson. So that's how powerful my grandmother is. She know how to shift the spirit box to have her real voice. Okay? So anyway, so she was like, Tucson, Feeble Graham. Now the crazy thing is, I didn't know what she was talking about. I didn't know this. Every once in a while, like every 5 to 10 minutes, this lady would scream out that, like, just putting it in her little 2 cents in while the kids is on it. So I'm like, oh, Tucson. The only Tucson I know is Arizona. Now, how crazy is that? She was trying to tell me stuff like that had to do with Daniel, but I didn't even know what she was talking about. But even when I didn't know what she was talking about, I was right. So 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 I was like, the only Tucson I know is Arizona. I didn't even know. And I'm thinking this is all about Summer Wells, because at the time, that's what I was on. I was on looking for Summer. And so I'm thinking that uh, she's in somewhere in Tennessee that got to do with Tucson or something like that. And then on my on my channel, I put, I don't know if this lady's name is Miss Toussaint because she keeps screaming it out. And I said this, but no, she was trying to tell me about Daniel then. So let me tell you how it works on the other side, which people don't really know. But so the spirits on the other side, our ancestors, our angels, and God, they see way before we ever see. So we might think that, all right, so if we was asking them for some timing, they might think it's coming up next week, because they been saw this like what months ago, maybe years ago or a year ago. And for us, we might think, oh, it's coming next week or something, and they might tell us that, but the time would be off because they see so much more in advance than we ever do. So my grandmother knew, and I even discussed this with her, asked her, was this right and everything. She said yes. So my grandmother knew that I was going to find Daniel. My grandmother knew way ahead of time in 2021, about, I don't know if it was 8 or 9, 2000, August or September of 2021, that I was going to find Daniel, that I was going to find out about Daniel, and I was going to find Daniel. And all she knew was that. So she just started putting in her 2 cents to help me do that. So from the other side, because she is Daniel's spirit guide. Okay, so and my ancestors also, they like buffer a lot of spirits that try to come to me and tell me what happened to them, because that's their way of keeping me safe, and it's their way of making me not lose my sanity or being spooked or being uh agitated, or maybe even becoming mentally disturbed by all of this coming at me like that. They buffer it so that they control who, gets to send a message. So they send the messages through them. So anyway, so when it came to Daniel or whatever, right? So later I found out that was my grandma. I mean, I'm talking about really later, like maybe like a year later, I found out that was my grandma. So, um, what else happened? So then I end up on electronic medium. That's when I heard about, the first place I ever heard about Daniel Robinson's story was on electronic mediums channel. It's a lady that does spirit boxes and stuff. So she lives in Arizona. So she used to come out to the searches. She used to be looking for Daniel and all this stuff or whatever. But I don't know if the searches was going on yet, or if they just was talking about what happened with Daniel. I don't really remember, but I know that she was bringing light to his story, putting it on YouTube, and trying to do her same thing that I do, which is use her spiritual power, or use her spirit boxes or the spiritual information that she acquired to go find Daniel. Really, right? She was trying to use her intuition to lead her to where he is. So, I see her doing this, and she went all through the desert and everything, and she was looking in this place, and in the place that she actually looked, it was some remains found there, but I don't think that Daniel was there. Let me ask that. Was Daniel there where she looked, where the remains was found? What? Hold on. God, was Daniel there? Honestly, honest divine truth, where electronic medium looked down that mine shaft and them remains was found? No. Okay. Okay. So, no, that wasn't his remains. So, so she is the person, and really the reason why I had a starting point to look for Daniel. Like, it was from listening to information from her, or from where her starting point was when she was looking for Daniel. Even though it was way somewhere else, way far away from where she was or whatever. I mean, way far away from where she started her search or whatever for Daniel. Um, it still gave me a starting point, some type of place to start from. And I literally used guidance from my ancestors, from my spirit guides on the other side, being my grandmother, and that's Daniel's spirit guide as well. I used this to find where he was. I actually thought I was talking to Daniel, but I was talking to my grandmother. I didn't know that. So I used the rods to try to find him, and I went everywhere with like was I'm not gonna tell y'all my methods, but I went every which way to find out specifically to the point, to the T, where he is at. So I found this place. I tried to alert uh anybody who was interested in his case, because The police sure wasn't. The Buckeye police have not done anything to find Daniel. So, um, so I tried to bring it to who I believe would be interested in this. And when I first received this information, I mean, when I first told this person this, I received what I thought was warm wishes or a warm reception. But I later found out that this person was trying to make me a suspect in the situation, probably because I know too much information. But that's not my fault that I'm spiritually gifted and know a lot of information. So anyway, so um so this person like called my phone on some stalker type stuff like 5 times in a row, which I believe actually was from one of the searches, actually. I really believe it was from the search. But this person called my phone from one of the searches or whatever. I believe. I really believe it was from the search, one of the searches for Daniel. um 5 times in a row trying to make me pick up and then saw my day was a police pizza delivery man and all the like stop, don't do that. Don't do that. Like all you had to do is say, look, are you this person? Because I gave this person my full information, who I was, where I believe Daniel is, um I gave them the way to contact me because I used my regular phone. I didn't mask up the phone number or nothing. So when I texted him, he automatically got my number, and I gave him my name. So you didn't even need to do that. Like all you had to do was just call and say, "Look, so how do you know this information?" Da 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 da. Da. Whatever you wanted to say, you could have just straight up came to me and said that because that caused a lot of confusion and it caused a lot of resentment on both ends. Like I got mm, I feel some type of way about uh me trying to help this person find Daniel and me being looked at as a suspect and you playing on my phone like a child and all the stuff that came along with it is like got some uh like I'm agitated by that. I'm bothered by that, I'll be lying if I say I'm over it. I want to be over it. I'm trying to understand from the other person's point of view, but it's not okay with me. And so how I found out that was him, my ancestors came to me that night. I went to sleep like 5:30 that afternoon when my phone was called 5 times in a row. So when I woke up, it was around a little bit before 11:30 or something, and at night. And when I woke up, um, I had this dream, and it was like, first of all, my uncle from the military was in my dream, which number one was a clue, but I didn't even realize that because he was trying to keep me off of this person's behind because I was gonna snap on this man. So anyway, so my uncle from the military was in my dream, which already was one clue. Then I also had a dream that showed me like on the globe. You know how when we was little kids and we had them little globes and they spin around, like you when you was in first grade, second grade, and the teacher had that globe sitting on the desk and you spin the globe. um it was like that, how the Atlantic Ocean and Pacific Ocean is written, that type of cursive or whatever, but it was like that, and it said the state that this person is from, and that's how I knew that it was connected to this person. See, a lot of people don't even know that. I knew it was connected to this person before I even knew who this person was. Like at this time, I'm not even sure. I didn't even know when he called my house, I didn't even know what this person sounded like. So anyway, so let's fast forward more. So then when I finally find his channel and what he's doing and all this, then I heard his voice. So I knew it was him without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, even though my ancestors already clued me in. So All right, let's leave that to the side. I just wanted to say something about that. That I got a lot of resentment that I'm trying to get Daniel Robinson found, and people too busy trying to be suspicious and trying to make me. And I live all the way across the USA from where Daniel lives, as far east as you could go. I live all the way on the East Coast, and when I say coast, I mean coast. Okay, so this is crazy that you would be thinking that I did something to him, that I just flew out to come do something to him and then come back to the East Coast and then just be chill. Like, come on now. Let's make sense. So anyway, so never mind that. Let's keep going. So also what happened? Um so what was the next thing that happened that was given? Oh, so when I reached out to this person, the first time that I reached out to this person, um, I was saying where I believe Daniel is, all of this stuff, and on that very night that I reached out to this person, Daniel came to me in a dream because Daniel felt hopeful that I connected with this person that he feels like could lead to him being found. So then he started providing me information. He provided me information in my dreams because they already know who can receive their messages and who can't. Just for the people that don't know that. So, so, um, he provided me some more information in my dreams. I relayed that information to where I was telling this person that I believe Daniel is here. So, and I sent map pictures, GPS coordinates, all of that. So this person don't really have to be sitting up here busy thinking I'm a suspect or busy thinking I'm full of crap. Just go look. Like that's all you got to do. Like I don't even understand how you could be that stubborn that you are supposed to be looking for this person, but you won't even go look where I said. Now I understand why you yourself won't go look, but send somebody else to go look. Like that just makes no sense to me. So anyway, so and I guarantee y'all, if somebody go look, they gonna find him because I was divinely led there. I didn't come up with that place. I ain't never been to Arizona, so how would I know where he at? I was divinely led to that place. Okay, so he's there. So anyway, so um, so what was I saying about I said the first time, yeah, Daniel sent me some information like in my dream. So that's the way he would communicate with me, and that's the way that they don't have to go through a third party or whatever, a middle person or a middleman, middle woman, middle person to get to me is to send it through my dreams. They could tell me anything through my dreams because they don't have to go through the other person to do so. So that's the only way they can communicate with me is through my dreams directly. So he has done so too. So he has also done this with somebody else who shall remain nameless because they have a problem. They don't want to be put out in the public. They super shy, and they think that this information should remain um private. But for what? Ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody doing shit to find Daniel. So what's the purpose of keeping the information private? I don't understand. To me, it don't make no sense. Now, I'll keep certain things, little pieces of information private just because it could compromise things. That's what I'm gonna say. In case somebody finally do decide to go look all over there, in case it could compromise things. But I'm gonna say certain things that will give you enough information to know where to go looking. So anyway, right? Let's see where it was, right? No. Okay. And I'm getting divine guidance from them. So anyway, so me and this person had met on YouTube or whatever. So we started talking about Daniel or whatever. And so she was talking about she had a dream. I had many dreams. Like I know that um it that it was a gun involved with Daniel going missing. Allegedly, but I believe this with my whole heart. Okay, I'm only saying allegedly for the tube, but yeah. So and the person who had the gun was Roger. Roger, I can't remember his last name, but it starts with a P. So Roger, the person that was in the police report talking real crazy. That's why it sounds so crazy, his statement, because it's not true. He tried to flip everything and make all the conversation that Daniel said something that he said, and everything he said what Daniel said, which I already know Daniel is not that type of person. So that's a lie. So anyway, so yes, I sifted through Roger's lies to the truth. And the truth is, he is the one that made Daniel go missing. Um, he also, I later found out, I think I found out later, I don't know, did I find out later that he went to the sister house? No. It was in the police report? Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. So, yeah, then, oh, and he went to the sister house trying to make it sound like he this great person and that he's so concerned for Daniel and that and he kept trying to make to the police sound like he the saint and that he gave Daniel's sister and Daniel this furniture that he didn't need no more, like trying to make it seem like, oh, because I'm a good guy. That's the type of things that I do. So like he did stuff like that. And that when people do stuff like that, you need to look sideways at them because why are you so thirsty to make these people think you're a good guy? Like all you got to do is just say what you know. The last time you seen Daniel and what happened the last time you seen him. And from the things that he said and didn't say, I gather that he snapped out on Daniel because he just lost his father. Um, Roger just lost his father, and Ooh, you heard that? That's probably Daniel. So anyway, he snapped out on Daniel because he just lost his father and he was on edge and ready to go crazy. And Daniel was trying to do nothing but comfort this man, and he turned on Daniel. So if you go back and read that police report and then switch places of everything that Roger said that he said to Daniel and everything that Daniel supposedly said to him and switch places, you will find the truth in there. Okay? I try to break it down for y'all in my little previous pieces. But anyway, what else did I want to say? So me and this girl met on here and she had dreams and I had dreams about what happened. So so I was like telling her some of my dreams and then she was telling me some of her dreams and she was telling me about being in this store. I don't know if we would call that a convenience store. I think you would call it, would you call it a convenience store? No, it's not a convenience store. It's like so it's a place that she used to work. That's the only thing. I'm not gonna put the name of the store out because that could compromise stuff. If people ever decide to listen, thank you very much. Hopefully so. Prayerfully so. So anyway, um she used to work at this place and she dreamt that she was in the store working at this place that she used to work at. And this man came up and he was dirty. He was so dirty. And she didn't, something about him, she didn't trust. And so she made him produce either his ID or something because she didn't believe, I don't know, something about him was so suspicious. She asked him for like documentation, like his ID or something like that. Now, I had a dream that I was in a store, almost like I was working. I believe I was Daniel, but I don't know. Was I Daniel? No. So I wasn't Daniel in that dream. But I had this dream that I was in the store and I was riding on. I probably put that on my channel too. I was riding on this machine, the machine that rides around the store and drops stock off in different places so the shelves can be stocked. Like drops the boxes off, the forklift looking things or whatever you call them. That type of machine. And I was like up on the back of it, like balancing myself so I don't fall into the machine. I was like bouncing. And so I just remember talking trash. Talking about, look at that tippy toe strength right there. Matter of fact, I did say something about this dream. So anyway, but yeah, so anyway, was that you? Did that happen to you? No, 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 no. Did that happen to somebody you know? No. Okay. So that was me in the dream, but it has something to do with Daniel. So anyway, so so we put them dreams together to mean something. And that person that she saw that she didn't trust, um and she thought was looked so dirty, right? I was like, it's cause he was out in the desert going after Daniel. And uh and then I said, it was something else that was said that got to do with that. And oh, so the place that she used to work, I asked the ancestors, was this where this man came in? Is this true? Is this true? And they said it was true. And I said, where? So this man came in there. And I believe he came in there trying to use Daniel's card. He came in there trying to use Daniel's card. So, so, um, and that is what made her look suspicious at this man because he tried to use his card and something told her that she needed to get some ID on this man because he seemed shady and he was so dirty. So we put that together to understand this is connected to Daniel and understand that this is right after this whole crime took place. And you hear the ancestors going off. So anyway, so um what else? It was another two dreams that both if both of them put together. Oh, and I also was given information by Daniel through a dream that the last one of the last purchases that Daniel Robinson himself made with his card or with his money. So you understand where to start at, whereas be fraudulent transactions. So when to understand where to start at, one of the last was that the very last purchase thing? No, but it's one of the last. Right. Okay, so one of the very last purchases that Daniel made with his card or with his money on his account was some brown Tims. Some brown Tims. You know them brown Tims we used to wear? The light brown Tims or whatever with that dark brown or black in the back, that little strap thing in the back. That is one of the last things that he purchased. So anything that's after that is fraudulent purchases, and it wasn't Daniel. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that. So, so I try to tell a person this, but they wasn't listening. They wasn't listening. They wasn't listening because they was busy feeling more comfortable trying to make me a suspect, and I'm all the way across the world. But hey, whatever. So anyway, so I'm doing this because I hope that someone listens and decides to pick this case up and maybe uh, put the people in custody that need to be in custody and find Daniel. Period. Like, let's not get caught up on how the information was received. Let's just get some results. Period. So anyway, right. And and if I knew Daniel's mama, I seen this thing on Red Kitchen Table Talk. If I seen Daniel's mama, if I knew her, I would have told her that really was your son. Like she thought she was going crazy. So on Red Kitchen Table Talk, it was a part where the mama was like, yeah, and she was like, and I kept having dreams that Daniel was like, Mom, I'm right here, mom. I'm right here. Like, and this and that. And she was taking it wrong. He really was telling her he right here. But he was telling her he's right here with her. There's no need to worry, mom. He's right here with you right now. That's how he comes to you through your dreams because a lot of the times that's the only time they can communicate with y'all because people be shut down when they alive and awake. Like once they wake up into the quote unquote real world, because that's debatable. But once they wake up into the real world, and open their eyes, they have blocks and blinders on to their spiritual power, to the way that they could actually communicate with the other side, all that type of stuff. So people like me is very rare because most people won't even allow themselves to even believe anything like that. So that's why he come to his mom in her dreams. He wasn't saying, oh, because she was thinking that she needed to go to these different places and look for him. No, he was saying, Mom, I'm right here with you. I would never leave you. That type of thing. That's what he was saying. And I wish I knew her to tell her that because she thought she's tripping mentally because of that, but she wasn't. That was her son talking to her. So anyway, right there, yep, I knew it. Yep, I knew it. So anyway, anything else? Is there anything else I need to add? Anything else that I miss? Anything? No. So, oh, just another thing. Kenneth did lie about seeing Daniel. I don't believe that Kenneth seen Daniel on the 23rd. Did Let me ask God. God, did Kenneth see Daniel on the 23rd? No. And it's like I keep asking him, why did he lie? And nobody has a reason. Nobody knows why this fool lied. Because he really didn't have nothing to do with Daniel's murder. He really didn't have nothing to do with Daniel's disappearance. He really didn't have nothing to do with Daniel's disappearance. So, did he? No. Okay, they say no every time. But I don't understand why he lied. For what? And so that part makes no sense either, but it's definitely Roger. Roger's the person that did it. Roger is the guilty one. Roger is who need to be picked up by the police. Roger is sketchy. Roger look like he got a drug problem. Roger do look dirty. And I never trusted Roger ever since I heard about him on the police report at all. When I heard him and heard what he had to say, I automatically knew it was him. I thought it was between him and somebody else, but the minute I heard Roger's statement is when I knew he did it. So, is there anything else that needs to be said, y'all? Nope. Okay. So I did this live just to say that I'm praying that by a miracle of God, because it's really gonna take a miracle for people to just even listen to me. That's the sickening part. That's the sickening part by the law. And you know what's crazy? The law actually hired people like me with spiritual power, with spiritual gifts to help them in different exercises back in the day. So y'all actually believe in this type of stuff, but y'all just don't want to believe in it when it is revealing truth about somebody else. Y'all only wanted to help y'all in some type of secret war tactic type of shit. Like they really used people like me to do remote viewing. You can look it up. I ain't lying. Look it up. Look up the government and remote viewing, and they will tell you this. So they really hire people just like me, but when it comes to trying to find these missing people, they won't listen, not in the least. And you know who else won't listen? None of the people that love them. I ain't gonna say none of the people. No, I'm gonna say two parents did listen. Two parents did listen. One parent, I believe, it is too painful for them to well, not out of the two parents. One of the parents is too painful for them to re rehash this again. Like, they just feel like they finally somewhat sane or somewhat I mean, all things considered, somewhat getting back on track as much as they could possibly do. And so here I come along with some extra information. But I wish she would listen to the extra information because her child wanted them people locked up. There's two more people involved. And we only knew about one. And she came to me in my dreams to tell me about these two other people. So, and to tell me specific details about these two other people. So, I just wanted to help her see that the other two people involved get just, face the crimes that they did to her because they helped. So, um, but the other two people, they did listen. There's no doubt in my mind the other two people did listen. So prayerfully, let's pray that um, people involved in Daniel's case listen. Let's pray that by some miracle of God that the FBI does become involved. Let's pray that Daniel's family finds a way to reach out to the FBI because um, I don't think they ever were reached out to. The story that I hear about the FBI and what they had to say, that was not the FBI. So I don't even believe that they were ever reached out to. I don't believe that the FBI was ever contacted by Buckeye police. I believe that's bullshit and that's a lie. So um, let's pray that the FBI really does hear about this case and step in. Let's pray that Daniel's family and people that know about the law and how to make things happen get in touch with the FBI to get them to step in because there has been no help from authorities in no way, shape, or form. And let's pray that somebody actually listens to what I have to say. Let's pray that somebody actually realizes that I know that Daniel is northeast, and I mean just slightly of North Tower Road. Is that the name of it? Yeah. North Tower Road in Arizona. Let's pray that somebody listens, somebody actually takes it in, and somebody go find Daniel. That's all I want. Is him to be found. It ain't about nobody else. It ain't about nobody ego. It ain't about what they believe and what they don't believe. I just think it's about justice for Daniel and finding Daniel. Period. So with that being said, everybody have a great day, rest of your day. I just came here to try to shine some light on Daniel and shine some light on the things that I do know. I know I'm forgetting something, but I just don't remember. So maybe if I remember, maybe I'll come back. But shine a light on Daniel, shine a light on his case, hopefully, so it won't be any time after. Let's pray that it won't go over 2 years without him being found. Let's pray for that. And one more thing that I want to touch on. Um, so on June 15th marked the 2 year anniversary of which Summer Wells supposedly, quote unquote, went missing. But y'all already know how I feel about that. She never was missing. Ask her parents what happened to her. Ask her mother in particular. And ask her father where she is. And if you don't understand, then maybe you will understand after what I just said. But they was visiting that. I won't visit it because I know that she's not missing. I know that Don and Candace know what happened to her. I know that for a fact. I was shown that. I was carried back to a place by Don as Summer, allegedly. That was my spiritual power, me channeling her. So I know that. And he knows that. and his uh woman knows that. So, with that being said, it's time for me to go. Um, Prayers up for Summer Wells, but she's doing great on the other side. She's happy. She's loved. Everybody treat her like the princess that she always was. Um, Daniel was having a real hard time on the other side because it's no resolution, it's no progress, and he just can't get any peace because nothing is forward moving, is nothing looking like it's going to be justice served. So let's pray for him and let's pray that he gets the justice that he deserves. All right. With everything being said, I love y'all. Thank you for busting it up with me. I appreciate y'all. Um, Please support the channel. If you want to support the channel, you can do that via Cash App. It's scrolling across the bottom. And I got the PayPal details if you want to support me that way in the description box. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you for everything. And justice for Daniel, justice for Summer, justice for all of the people that have been slain or missing. All right. So I love y'all. Peace.